Hello and welcome to Oz 10-pin Epping in Melbourne with the excitement of the prestigious Australian Bowling Cup. You're watching Bowl Patrol Rollin Thunder with the nation's best bowlers teaming up to bowl for Australian glory. Featuring the triples Baker format with 6 teams of 3 players each. Each team contests 4 matches in qualifying, 2 points per win, 1 point per draw. Only the top 4 teams advance to the finals and then feature in a bowling battle for the Australian Bowling Cup. Today, the qualifying begins with round 1 action, a great doubleheader with New South Wales Strike taking on the Northern Territory Cyclone. Then we have the Victorian Kingpins go to war with Jason Belmonte's New South Wales Hotshots. What a match we have to start us off today, fully loaded and ready to fire. It's the New South Wales Strike up against the Northern Territory Cyclone. Glenn, looking forward to a second edition of Rollin Thunder. What did you learn from last year?
Last year wasn't such a great year for myself, but this year, new format, new team. Jordan's got a really hot hand at the moment, and Minnie's got all the international experience, so I just can't wait to get out there.
Different format. How do you think you'll take it when you get to the 10th frame? Will you take the responsibility yourself or hand it over to your teammates?
With such an even team, I've got confidence all of us, so it's really going to come down to once that 9th's finished, work it out at the time and just back whoever gets the 10th. Could be me, but could be any of the other 2 behind me.
Well, Rebecca, back again, different team this time. How are the confidence levels heading into Rollin Thunder?
I think with this competition last year certainly showed us that anything can happen. So I'm pretty confident with the guys behind me. So, you know, anything can happen. It's definitely up to what happens on the day, and hopefully luck's on our side.
Plenty of strong teams involved. How does it change now that there's 3 per team rather than in Edition 1 where we had teams of 2?
I think it's definitely going to depend on how teams can adjust and essentially read off each other as well and get that momentum. So hopefully I think definitely the winning team will be the one who motivates each other and gets behind each other, and definitely they'll be on top.
And we are just about ready for match 1 of Rollin Thunder, Bowl Patrol Rollin Thunder. And it is the Northern Territory up against New South Wales. New South Wales Strike, their team sponsor is 10-Pin City. And the Northern Territory Cyclone, sponsored by Planet 10-Pin. I can tell you that Northern Territory have won the toss. They have chosen lane 6. New South Wales will start. The New South Wales Strike led by Glenn Loader. Beck Vukalos is the captain of the Northern Territory Cyclone. There she is on screen there. Teams of 3, as we've explained already, for Rollin Thunder this edition, the second edition of Rollin Thunder. Highly successful last year when staged at 10-Pin City. Now we are here in Epping in Melbourne. Chris Kamane, co-commentator. Chris, this is going to be an exciting one. Very well matched up, both these 2 teams.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got basically, it's a very even experience on both teams. So you've got a couple of, bowlers that predominantly have bowled in Australia, but then you've also got Matt and Beck on the NT team, and then you've also Glenn and Minnie. They've got a lot of international experience, so it should be a really, really hot opener.
Jeanette Baker with us as well. And Jeanette, this is an exciting format, as we know, the Baker format, but a little bit different now that we've got teams of 3.
It's a very interesting format, Peter. The teams of 3 means that the players are only going to bowl 1 frame at a time. So it means that they must collaborate together and work as a unit because they have to help one another out. Beck leading off for the NT. She historically, always in state teams, is always the lead-off bowler. She feels comfortable in leading from the front as opposed to being the anchor bowler. So she's going to put the pressure on the guys to come make sure that they follow her.
And we are just about ready. Jordan Dinham with the first bowl. Great crowd in attendance. Jordan to kick things off here for Bowl Patrol, Rollin Thunder.
And the first ball is always the hardest one to bowl.
He'll have plenty of nerves, the youngster. And a perfect start.
Great shot there by Jordan. Just absolutely slammed the pocket, kicked the 10-pin out. Great start there by the young fella.
And took a big deep breath when he finished.
No nerves from him. Well, here's Beck Vukalos. saw in action in Rollin Thunder #1. Looking relaxed and in good form in practice as well. Hailing from the Northern Territory. The Northern Territory Cyclone. Beck Vukalos getting us underway, and, well, she's left one standing here.
Yeah, left the 10 pin there. Looked like a good shot off the hand, and then just the 6 wrapped around the 10 at the end there.
We've also got to remember with Beck too, she gave birth to her second child earlier this year, so she's had a bit of a rest and has been performing well this year under the circumstances, so it's good to see her back in the tournament profile.
Fair to say, competing on the back of plenty of lost sleep, but a good start, good rock solid start. You spare that one up.
Yeah, hit that one straight on the label. Great spare.
Now, this is exciting to see Min-Hee Kim involved in Rollin Thunder.
Absolutely. It's so any international players that we can get in any competition in Australia just raises the profile. She's been there, she's done that, and yeah, I'm going to put her down for a strike right here.
Well, let's see, Chris, if you could put the commentator's curse on early or whether you're on a roll. Here we go. And, well, nearly.
Definitely put the knockers on her there, just leaving the 7 pin. Just ball came in a little bit flat, but still a good shot.
Jeanette, just tell us about this, her lead up to bowl, where it's almost as if she's got that stop-start in her routine.
Yeah, Minnie has a slight hesitation in her approach, but with the modern day game, it gives them the opportunity to actually get the ball into the right place. So she gets that very high backswing, the feet get to the foul line, and then releases.
No problem on the spare there from Minnie.
Yeah, good shot there for the spare. So a strike and a spare for the New South Wales strike. And now for the Northern Territory, it's Matt Clegg.
Bowling of Emotive Primal Rage.
There we go. Rock solid.
Great shot there from Matt. Looks like the ball turned a little bit hard at the end there, but he did slam the pocket and did get the strike.
Playing a very, very deep line there through the middle arrow, covering a lot of boards, which means he's got a very high rev rate. The ball will generate a lot of revolutions and needs that space to create the work on the ball.
Glenn Loader, the captain, electing to go third. The first time we're seeing him, and it's a strike. He likes it too. Getting the crowd involved, the team's up. They like that one.
Glenn Loader, anytime he walks into a bowling centre, he dubs it his house, and you better believe he's charging rent today.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. He liked that one. He's one of our qualifiers, Sean Dunn.
Yeah, Sean's from Brisbane. He's probably more acclimatised than most to drier lane conditions as they seem to have in Queensland, but he throws a powerful shot.
Watching him in practice, plenty of power behind this one, and
slightly high, just leaving the 9 pin there. Nearly got the break with the 4 falling onto it.
Well, the 9 stands, so needs to spare this one.
And just like Matt, he's playing that really deep inside line to try and get the majority of the oil, which we can't see, unfortunately, is in the centre of the lane. So the power players tend to play more from the left so they can spend as much time as they can in the oil.
Yeah, nice spare there from Sean. Interesting, it's even after 3 frames, and for those who have just bowled their first shot on television, hopefully they've got the nerves out of the way now.
Jordan Dinham started off with a strike.
Looking to get a double for the team here, just take a little bit of an early lead.
Certainly no shortage of confidence from the youngster. He striked with his first one, strikes with his second. He's got a personal double.
Great shot there from Jordan. He has ice water running through his veins.
He's amazing. He's 17 years of age, and look at him. He's just like he's been doing it all his life. It's, you know,
it's crazy.
Like a seasoned professional.
So only 5 years ago, he was eligible for Bowl Patrol.
Exactly.
It's unbelievable.
He was getting the backpack only a few years ago.
But he does work very, very hard on his game.
Yeah, and protege of Chris Batts and one of the greatest of all time. So, yeah, he's doing very, very well.
Here's Bekvukalos. We'll be looking for a strike here. And
Yes.
got one.
Great shot there from Beck. Just absolutely solid in the 1-3 pocket. So not letting up whatsoever, just answering straight back. It's a New South Wales strike, just holding a 10-pin lead early here.
New South Wales with a possible high score of 280. Northern Territory with a possible high score of 270. Here's Min-hee Kim.
She can really put some pressure on with a strike here. Just makes the NT have to keep up with them.
That stutter on the follow through, and it works. There's a strike. This is high quality stuff. Match one of Bowl Patrol, Rollin Thunder, the New South Wales strike, and NT Cyclone putting on a show.
Absolutely, and Minnie just breathed a little bit of a sigh of relief there after that shot. But yeah, they're sitting pretty, they're looking good.
Back now with Rollin Thunder. Matt Clegg with a strike.
Great shot there from Matt. It looks like he actually got that one a bit further right than his last shot, but it still recovered, and he's got some room out there.
We've got a good one on our hands. Glenn Loader to continue here. This is Rollin Thunder.
Going for 4 in a row on the PBA, they call that a ham bone, just consolidating the turkey.
Glenn Loader, full of confidence with his first, and he's left himself a difficult spare here.
Yeah, a bit of an opening for NT coming up here, but Glenn is a very, very good spare shooter, so I reckon he'll give this a run.
It's not an easy one. He actually has to go for the pin that's on its own on the right-hand side. It is the pin closest to the player, so in order to convert the spare, he needs to go to the right-hand side of that pin to slide it across and take out the other two.
And more importantly, it looked like that ball did hook a little bit early, so maybe they're seeing a bit of transition on that pair already.
Well, we know what he's wanting to do, and he just misses. That wasn't all that far away. So that's the first open frame we've seen.
It is. It's now a level playing field. They've come off of 3 strikes in a row. The NT team have got a double, and it's whether they can maintain the momentum.
Sean can just put the pressure right back on the New South Wales strike here if he can line up for 3 in a row.
Sean Dunn.
Captain looking on intently there.
He was the qualifier. Here we go. He
does like it. Great shot there. The 7-pin falling just a little bit late, but he will take it.
Probably unlucky not to strike in his first bowl, but got that one there.
Absolutely. Look at that. Just going out there and just bang. Coming back with so much power.
He gave that heaps of muscle. He got to the line. He knew he had plenty of time, so it was, he does project it very far out on the lane. We don't necessarily suggest that people do that. For those of you at home that go bowling, don't try it. You could hurt yourself something seriously.
Jordan looking for 3 in a row personally here. Oh.
And he's left an opening.
Great shot there from Jordan though, just leaving the ringing 10-pin.
It's amazing with the Baker format just how quickly things can change with one open frame.
Absolutely. It's not just your confidence, it's the confidence of your 2 other teammates, so it just adds that interesting dynamic to the match.
The other thing too, looking because of the format of the event, is looking at the lineup and what seems to work for that team, at given times.
Does well there, Jordan, with the spare.
Jordan, a very, very good spare shooter.
Northern Territory with the lead.
Also, for those people who perhaps tend to social bowl more than league bowlers, these players are using the modern day equipment, which consists of reactive resin. That's why they can manage to hook the ball a lot across the lane, and it gets to do a lot of curvy things at the back, as opposed to the balls that we have in normal bowling centres.
Bekvukalos with the strike.
Great shot there from Beck. Absolutely slammed the 1-3 pocket again. Split the 8-9. And that is a ham bone for the Northern Territory Cyclone.
4 strikes in a row.
NT now have a very good lead. They haven't opened a frame. New South Wales group have had that one open frame. Now it's called the base frame. Now they need to consolidate and get going to finish the game.
Min Hee Kim, they need a strike here. The New South Wales strike. Can she deliver? Showing good form so far. This one hooks back in.
That was the best shot.
That was much needed.
That's the best shot she's thrown so far today. Great shot there from Minnie.
She had so much time at the line then that it looked like she could actually project it a little bit further to the left than what her previous shot was. So again, with the players settling in, they managed to be able to do a little bit more each time they get up there.
Matt looking for 5 in a row here.
Matt Clegg. And he's got one.
Great shot there from Matt. He's looked very, very solid so far today. And it just really sets him up nicely for the 9th and 10th frame.
So we go into the 9th. Glenn Loader, he left an open frame in his last shot.
He did. I think he'll look to make a bit of an adjustment here because that last shot of his did hook a little bit early. So let's see if he makes the adjustment. It's almost a must-strike situation here in the 9th frame.
Glenn Loader looking for a strike. And, well...
The dreaded 7-10. Great shot there by Glenn. That's the worst break you can get in bowling is a pocket 7-10.
It's just not happening at the moment for the New South Wales strike after a terrific start. And he takes his medicine.
Absolutely. I think that just about ends the game there for the strike, unfortunately. But, you know, Glenn had to get the strike through the great shot. There's not much you can do about that, unfortunately.
So close, but yet so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Sean Dunn for the Northern Territory Cyclone, showing to the rest of the competition that they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. This team of Sean Dunn, Matt Clegg and Beck Pukalos. Here is Sean Dunn, the qualifier from Logan. And left one standing.
Massive scout coming across the lane there, just going in front of the 10 pin. But when you have that high rev rate, that sort of thing can happen.
So close.
So close.
Millimetres in that.
And that's another thing, just to add to Jeanette's point from earlier with the reactive resin bowling balls, that sort of pin action does occur, especially, and as I said, especially when you've got the huge rev rate like Sean does.
Full of confidence, spares that one up. And the Northern Territory Cyclone, their roll continues, have not left an open frame as we head into the 10th.
And as we can see, they're deliberating. They've got to decide now who's going to bowl the 10th frame. And with their team doing so well, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah, and I think it was definitely out of Jordan or Minnie to bowl the 10th frame for the strike. It looks like Minnie's going to step up and do that.
It certainly is. They'll want to finish strong here.
Oh.
Yeah, missed a little bit left on that one by the looks of it, but yeah, it didn't really have much of a bearing on her.
Yeah, her hand saying, you know, she just didn't quite catch it at the bottom, meaning her hand wasn't underneath the ball, it was more around the side. So consequently, when she released it, it wasn't going to have a big hook at the back for her.
But yeah, definitely we'll look for a spare here, just get that extra shot in. Any information that you can gain, whether it's just one shot or, you know, she'll really want to spare this. It'll be important information for later.
Looking for the spare. Min Hee Kim. And just misses it.
Put it exactly where she wanted to. The head pin just wrapped around the 7.
So this is a bit of showtime happening here now for Matt Clegg, Northern Territory Cyclone. They're going to register a victory with the first match of Bowl Patrol Rollin Thunder.
It was definitely the most solid out of the 3 there from NT. Just 3 perfect shots in the pocket. Let's see if he can make it 4.
Well, here we go. When the luck's going your way, those things tend to happen.
Absolutely, nearly leaving the big 4-7-10 there, but yeah, well, same boat as Minnie. You'll want to make the spare and just get that extra bit of information.
And again, Matt's the baby of the NT team too.
Absolutely.
You know, he's a youth player, has had great success, covers that spare easily.
And I think what Matt and Jordan have both shown today is, especially the younger bowlers of 2018, they have no fear. Maybe in the past you would have the more experienced players or more high-profile players be able to get into their head, but the game is changing in that regard.
As he sets up for the final shot of the game.
And has done it. Finishes it off in style. The Northern Territory Cyclone, well, they trailed early, and in the end, it was comprehensive, defeating the New South Wales Strike in match 1 of Bowl Patrol Rollin Thunder. Well done to the team from the Northern Territory Cyclone. Beck Vukalos, Matt Clegg, and Sean Dunn with the victory. Well, here's the highlights of match 1, Chris, and New South Wales got underway to a perfect start, the Strike, but then it all just fell away for them.
And it's just a really good example of how quickly a match can turn in this format. Yeah, New South Wales did get off to the hot start, and then Northern Territory just blew back like a cyclone does.
Yeah, magnificent. They were rock solid, weren't they, Jeanette, right throughout the Northern Territory side?
Absolutely. Their game was simple, and that was just punish the pocket. They just stayed around where they could best carry, nothing fancy, and it paid off.
Matt Clegg, outstanding, Chris.
Absolutely. Just for a young fella, first time on television, and just absolutely smashed the pocket time after time.
And there's the qualifier, Sean Dunn. He liked that strike there, the Northern Territory Cyclone, and we saw this one. Another terrific shot there by Beck Vukalos. Min-Hee Kim, well, she was the standout performer for the New South Wales Strike. It was consistent, and there's Matt Clegg in action once again. They like that. Terrific start for the Northern Territory Cyclone, defeating the New South Wales Strike in match 1. Perfect start for the NT team.
Well, Beck, first game out of the way. How does it feel to be the victor?
Oh, it's definitely great to be on the winning side of everything. I think the boys definitely kept it nice and clean, and that was our main goal, just to keep it clean, and came through in the end. It was great.
Difficult decision to decide who was going to play that 10th frame. How did you choose?
Well, I thought Matt was definitely solid through with all strikes, so I definitely wanted to give him a go and kind of get rid of those nerves for the first round. So, yeah.
Bit shaky halfway through, then Glenn left the opening, and you guys seemed to capitalise on that.
Yeah, we definitely saw that and wanted to take advantage of it, and thankfully all of the pins fell at the right time for us.
Any tactics?
No, we're just going to try and play it safe and definitely, you know, back ourselves for the win.
Good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Great, thank you so much.
Here's a fun way for children to learn the sport of 10-pin bowling. Bowl Patrol is a program to teach kids aged 6 to 12 the basic skills. Why not learn how to bowl now with a qualified instructor? Go to bowlpatrol.com.au. Bowl Patrol Rollin Thunder action continues after the break with the Victorian Kingpins taking on Jason Belmonte's New South Wales Hotshots. Welcome back to Bowl Patrol Rollin Thunder. You're watching Australia's best 10-pin bowlers in action here at Oz 10-pin Epping in Melbourne. Here we go with match 2 for today. The Vic Kingpins up against the New South Wales Hotshots, featuring the $1 Million Man, Jason Belmonte. Well, he's involved in his second Rollin Thunder. We're talking about one of the biggest stars in the world in 10-pin bowling, Jason Belmonte, the man from Orange. And Chris, oh, what a great ambassador he is for the sport of 10-pin bowling, not only in Australia but worldwide.
Absolutely. No one does more for the game than Jason Belmonte, and he is, without a doubt, undisputed #1 player in the world and has been for some time now, Pete.
Well, here he is here, getting a 300, which was absolutely remarkable given the circumstances in the World Series of Bowling.
Absolutely, and this was really where he introduced himself to the world and said, I'm going to dominate for a long, long time.
Yeah, terrific. The boy from Orange taking on the world in 10-pin bowling, Jason Belmonte, featuring in Rollin Thunder. Jason, new format this year. Looking forward to the second edition of Rollin Thunder?
Mate, it's always good to be bowling on Australian soil. Yeah, got a new look team, got a really good mix. We've got Blaine, who's obviously a really awesome little power player. We've got Beck that throws it a little straighter from the right. So we're going to kind of keep out of each other's way, I think. And I think it's a really good mix for the team.
Very strong once again, the whole competition this year, as we found out in Edition 1, but it's even stronger, a lot of depth to all the teams.
Yeah, and look, you know, not to reminisce of last year too much because it wasn't such a great year, but you can never switch off, you know. I mean, there were some of those games where we were leading and you kind of switch off a little bit and you get run down. So that's kind of going to be our philosophy this year is no matter what's happening, we're going to give every single frame our best and make sure that we try and knock over every pin we can because you just can't take them for granted.
Do you take it each match at a time when it comes to that all-important 10th frame, see what the situation is, see who's hot at the time as to who takes it?
Yeah, I do. I think it's going to come down to, you know, who's feeling the most comfortable out there, who's, you know, probably got the best ball reaction and who feels comfortable in throwing that 10th frame. If it's, you know, kind of one of those ones where we're all feeling the same, I might step up and just say, look, you know, I'll take the first crack at it, but if I suck at it, I'm going to palm it on to these fellas and then these girls and let them take the hit.
Good stuff. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Well, David, looking forward to edition number 2 of Rollin Thunder. Beaten finalists last year, looking to go one better with the new team this time around?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what we're keen on doing. Got Jaden here, who's in red-hot form, and Nick here, who's a local favourite here. So hopefully, yeah, that's the case.
How will the tactics change from last year to this year with having a team of 3 and that vital 10th frame where you can take it yourself or give it on to your teammates?
Yeah, it is going to be tough. I think the toughest bit of it is the waiting game between the shots. So, I mean, last year it was, you know, pretty quick, maybe 2 or 3 minutes between shots. This year more like 5 or 6 minutes between shots. So I guess it's sort of just see how it goes. I mean, we're not really playing any tactics. It's all brand new to us. So, yeah, like I said, yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
Well, all the very best. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
We are just about ready for match 2 of Bowl Patrol Rollin Thunder. And this is the New South Wales Hotshots up against the Victoria Kingpins. What a match we are in for here. We've beat plenty of power, plenty of precision. The team from Victoria, led by David Porto, has 19 career 300 games. And Chris, he's got a couple of young guns with him as well. Jaden Pinella and Nick Davis.
Absolutely. Jaden did tell me before this match he is extremely nervous, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets off to a start here. Nick Davis, of course, is the local gun. No one knows this bowling centre better than him, so I'll look for him to get a lot of strikes.
And Jeanette, what do you make of the hot shots? Of course, Belmo is their captain, Jason Belmonte, but what a red-hot team this is.
Yeah, and also the fact that there's 2 two-handers in the one team, right, which is a rarity with the teams competing this year. And Beck Martin, who's also a very strong player. She covers a lot of boards, which is most unusual for the girls out there these days. So the Vic Kingpins, they've got a two-hander, they've got a left-hander, and they've got a one-hander. So they've got a various combination.
Well, we look forward to seeing them in action. And, well, what a great matchup we have. Teams just switching over after they've had the toss. So it is going to be Bet Martin to get things underway for the New South Wales Hotshots.
Went very, very well in the competition last year and looking to get off to a strong start here.
Beck Martin getting things underway with a big opening left there.
Yeah, leaving the 3, 6, 7, 10. Looked a little bit slow off the hand. I'm not sure if she dropped that, but yeah, it definitely looked a little bit slower than a normal shot.
Some nerves maybe, Jeanette, there from Beck.
Quite possibly. I mean, when you're bowling with Jason and you've also got Blaine there, there's, you know, and a girl, there's a bit of pressure on you to perform.
Determined look on her face. She wants this difficult spare and leaves 2 standing. So an open frame to start things off there for the New South Wales Hotshots. And it is going to be the captain here, David Porto, to lead things off for the Victorian Kingpins.
The Italian stallion, David Porto, looking to get off to a strong start here. Just hot off an Australian Masters win just a couple of weeks ago. And very interesting actually that he is actually starting off here. So he must be very confident either Jaden or Nick to go third.
David Porto. He was a finalist last year. Wants to go one better this time.
Great
And
shot
that's
there.
the perfect start.
Great shot there from Porto, and you could hear with that crowd, they're definitely behind this team.
Great power shot, gives it plenty of room, winds the ball up, and it comes back and powers through the pins.
I think with the crowd, they're going to be behind the Victorian Kingpins. They want Belmo as well to put on a show.
Absolutely. You always want Belmo to bowl well. And here comes the heir apparent to the king, Blade Fletcher.
Two-handed delivery. And
Looked a little bit inside. Blaine looked a little bit confused there himself, but yeah, it looks like maybe towards the end of practice that lane has definitely dried out, and that ball definitely did look like it looked a little bit early. Just from the previous match there with Sean and Matt playing a similar line with high rev rate, it looks like that ball didn't quite get out to the spot.
well, they need a spare here and got it.
Always a tricky one, that 4 in the corner, but he's covered it nicely.
Yeah, the hard part is getting that one at the back. You know, you can easily cover the 3 pins, but that one at the back can be tricky.
Here comes the local champion, Nick Davis, qualified at this centre, bowls at this centre. Just absolutely loves these lanes.
Well, he'll be feeling as if he's right at home here. And that's terrific. What a great start here for the Victorian Kingpins.
Great shot there for Nick.
Way on the left-hand side of the lane. Again, coming out to about 7-8 board is his break point, which gives him the angle into the pocket.
Belmo, Jason Belmonte. They need a strike here. The New South Wales hot shots. And he delivers.
Great shot there. A real captain's knock on that one. The crowd definitely giving Belmo the love.
Wow, how far left can you go? There's only 40 boards on a lane and he's covering them all.
It's 40 on a lane, and I think he covered about 50 somehow, some way. But yeah, it's just so great to watch Belmo bowl.
We've heard a lot about Jaden Pinella. Another one of the boom youngsters on the scene. He's got no shortage of confidence. Can he get his campaign underway to the perfect start? That's exactly what he does.
Great shot there from Jaden. Ball did finish a little bit light there, but he got the love tap on the 10 pin. As we'll see, the 6 pin will lay in the gutter and just taps the 10 pin. Knocks it down. Great start here for the Kingpins.
As we have seen, things can change rapidly.
Beck will be looking to improve on her previous shot. Strong execution.
Just getting the 7-9 to fall just late there, but yeah, it wasn't a bad shot. I think she may have missed a little bit right, but it hit those dry boards on the outside part of the lane and took 10.
Well, they needed that one there, the New South Wales hot shots. Don't forget, if you want to take part in the sport, bowl.com.au is the website to find your local centre. If you want to play in a league or just socially, bowl.com.au. 3 from 3 so far for the Kingpins. And they make it 4 from 4. Well, this is an outstanding start here for the Victorian Kingpins. David Porto with a personal double, and that's 4 strikes in a row for the Victorian side. And don't the crowd love it?
The Italian Stallion is fired up. Look at that reaction there from Porto. Laughing with some of the locals there.
Wayne Fletcher. Needs a strike to keep the pressure on somehow here for the hot shots, and he delivers as well.
Oh, and he gave that right back to the other team.
He came back to his team and said, come on, let's go.
No,
you know, like, don't stop. He projected that a little bit further to the right, perhaps just a little bit of extra ball speed, and there's the result.
Letting the Kingpins know he's there.
Still on track for a 300 here. The Kingpins, Nick Davis. Leaves one standing. So here's the door just starting to open up just a little bit.
Still a great shot there from Nick, just with that extreme angle that he creates with his bowling ball there and the high rev rate. The ball just went past that 9-pin. He'll look to make the spare, just keep the lead.
Nick Davis looking to spare it up here, and he does it ever so confidently. Jason Belmonte, 22 career 300 games for Belmo.
And if something Belmo's done a lot is for a lot of four-baggers on television, one that he'll want right now.
He delivers, always confident. Boom, there's the strike for Belmo. And they're not going to go away here, the New South Wales Hot Shots.
I think Belmo just knows he might have got away with that just slightly. He liked it off the hand, and then it looks like it just goes right there.
The scoring potential now is the Vic Kingpins, with just having a spare, they're potentially looking at the best they can make is 279. New South Wales, if they continue to go off the sheet, is at 268.
Jaden looking to get back on the striking track.
Jaden Pinella. And, well,
great shot there from Jaden, just 6-pin wrapping around the 10.
But even still, I mean, the players are making great shots, you know, and it's just so close, but yet so far, especially when the other team is on a string.
Absolutely. So that brings it back to even now, so both have a potential 268 if they go off the sheet. Jaden will just look to consolidate here with a spare.
And for the players that don't necessarily up to this standard, the bowlers are actually using plastic to shoot their spares.
He's missed it. So an open frame here for the Victoria Kingpins. And now the door is well and truly open for the New South Wales Hot Shots. This is a terrific match. So close.
These single pins are pretty routine for these bowlers, but once you get under those TV lights, that one pin can look pretty small down the end of the lane.
Beck Martin delivers and leaves one standing there.
Yeah, that pin definitely, that ball, sorry, did come in high, so she's very, very fortunate just to leave the 4-pin standing. So she'll look for the spare here.
With that, when you say leave that one high, there's a potential there for a big split, is there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say 9 times out of 10 that would have left maybe 2 on each side. But yeah, just getting away with the single pin. But take the spare here, and this game is even.
And again, using the straighter ball, the plastic ball, and converts the spare comfortably.
So now, what a change we've had here for New South Wales. They were behind, now they're in front. David Porto. Oh, well.
Ball just coming in just a little bit light there.
Gave it a bit too much room, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe just see on this shot. Looks like, yeah, definitely it looked a bit left there at the break point, and maybe a little bit fast as well, so just didn't give that ball a chance to get back. But if Porto can take the spare here, it makes it a dead even match going into the 8th, 9th and 10th. And I think as well, just like a difference to last game where the NT team, they did have the strong lead there at the end. This 10th frame pick from the captain will be very, very interesting.
Certainly will be. As we're just waiting now for the pins to be reset. David Porto will have the 3, 5 and 6, I think it is, that will be reset.
That's
put
correct.
Out there.
Absolutely.
Also, to people at home may want to take notice with the players is actually when they're targeting on the lane, they all target at different areas. Like you'll see Beck Martin, for example, she watches the actual foul line. That is where she wants to release the ball. She's watching that as her target area and then just uses visualisation to get it down to the area. Belmo, Blaine are tending more to target where they want to project the ball to. Porto does something similar with him.
So the lane has been reset here for David Porto. He has the 3, 5 and 6 pins to negotiate for the spare. And leaves an open frame.
Yeah, it's just always a worry when you go for those spares across lane. You do have the unfortunate opportunity to chop it, which he looks like he just does right there. So Blaine can step up here in the 8th frame and really put the pressure back on the Kingpins here.
Exactly. 2 open frames is not helping them right at this stage. Puts the New South Wales in a position to be able to take quite a substantial lead.
Blaine Fletcher, the 21-year-old young gun, delivers another strike. Blaine Fletcher.
Absolutely just destroyed the pocket there, slapped the 4-pin out. As you'll see on the replay here, just still playing that big angle, and then bang, the pins had no chance of standing there.
They just danced, absolutely danced.
Nick Davis. Well, to say they need a strike here in the 8th frame for the Victorian Kingpins is an understatement. He needs to deliver and does.
Great shot there from Nick, just putting the pressure right back on.
Local knowledge has a big advantage, doesn't it? Absolutely. He has no fear. He probably plays on this lane so many times a week.
And I'm sure he's been getting that extra practice just in preparation for this tournament on these lanes.
Belmo, hailing from Orange in New South Wales, known worldwide in the sport of 10-pin bowling. One of the biggest names in the sport. He was trying to dance himself there to try to get that one final pin to fall.
So deep.
Yeah, just that angle. You can leave some crazy stuff sometimes, but yeah, just leaving that ring 10. Great shot though from Belmo.
Sure, but even with a spare, it still keeps them approximately 20 pins in front at the bottom of the 8th frame.
Belmo delivers. Gets the spare.
And I think you'll find as well, just like around the country or around the world, two-handers aren't normally the best spare shooters just because of the revolutions they create, but Belmo is an amazing spare shooter. So just maybe a lesson for all the young two-handers out there, work on your spares.
Now it's up to Jaden. Can he put some pressure back on?
Jaden Pinella.
Can cut the lead to 1 pin here with a double in the 9th frame.
And he has delivered. It's going right back on. Going down to the 10th. And there is no surprise here that Belmo, the captain, is standing up to take the 10th frame. Of course, if you missed our first match where we explained the captain can take the 10th or pass it on to one of his teammates, and the skipper, Jason Belmonte. Spared his last shot. That was back in the 9th. Starts off the 10th frame with a strike.
Basically, whatever Belmo does here in the 10th frame, the Kingpins have to match. So, more importantly, though, for the Kingpins, they can't be shut out. So, Belmo, if he strikes out, will give the hot shots 227, and then the Kingpins can still have a maximum 236. So, whatever he does, the Kingpins need to match.
Well, he's started off the 10th with 1 strike. Can he produce another? With the shot, Belmo on a roll. Jason Belmonte.
And I think if you just maybe on the replay there, he did give a slight glance over to the Kingpins, just letting them know this is what you need to do, pal. There it is.
Yeah, you saw a great shot of it there.
But that's why he gets paid the big bucks. I mean, he is so consummately awesome to watch when he's on a roll.
And just with the pinfall here, this last ball is still very, very important. If he gets a strike here, they do need to get a double in the 10th frame. So very, very important field ball here for Belmo.
Jason Belmonte. Study of concentration with his shot. Oh, he's finished it with a triple in the 10th frame. Jason Belmonte, take a bow. Brilliant.
Great finish there for Belmo. Just see getting the ball right out to where he wanted it. Just sucks that 10 pin back into the deck. And interestingly enough, the local Nick Davis is going to finish off here.
needs a strike. He delivers. The crowd behind him, open frame.
Just slightly high there. Still a good shot there from Nick.
So New South Wales will go on to win. But you want to end confidently here, Nick Davis. It's the hot shots, the team of Jason Belmonte, Beck Martin and Blaine Fletcher. But here is Nick Davis for the Victorian Kingpins with the spare.
Just adding to this situation, could you imagine telling Nick Davis a month ago that he would have the opportunity to step up in a 10 frame, having to match what Jason Belmonte, his hero, has done? So they will go down in defeat, but what a moment personally for Nick Davis.
Davis looking to end with a strike. Can he do it? He can't. But he was magnificent throughout, Nick Davis. What a match. Victoria, they're in control up until around the halfway mark. And then the New South Wales hot shots, they clicked into gear. Jason Belmonte, Beck Martin and Blaine Fletcher with the win over the Victorian Kingpins in a thrilling match 2 here at Bowl Patrol Rollin Thunder. Well, this is a match of the highest quality. The Victorian Kingpins getting underway to a perfect start.
Yeah, absolutely. The Italian stallion David Porto led them off of 4 in a row. And then, yeah, Jaden did keep the strike string going there. And then Beck, just with the strike, that really got things started there.
Yeah, the New South Wales hot shots, they were slow out of the gates, weren't they, Jeanette? But then came home just so strong. Blaine Fletcher and then Belmo putting on a show.
Well, there is a famous saying, if you're going to open a frame, make it the first one, because you've got 9 to cover it. And that's exactly what they did. They didn't lose any heart or any drive with the open frame, and then proved once they settled in that they combined well as a team.
Well, a perfect start for the New South Wales hot shots. Yes, they came from behind, but they ended so strongly. Jason Belmonte, Beck Martin and Blaine Fletcher with the win over the Victorian Kingpins. David Porto, Jaden Pinella and Nick Davis. A strong start to the hot shots.
Well, Jason, that match had absolutely everything. The Vic Kingpins got out of the block strong. You guys faltered with an open frame and then came back. What were the tactics?
Yeah, the one thing I said to the guys sitting on the couch was, you know, we've got 10 frames. It seems like it goes very quick, but it's still a really long time that anything can happen in the match. So I said, just throw some really good shots. We'll put a little pressure on them, see what happens. Halfway through the game, you know, a couple of missed opportunities on their side really opened the door, and then really happy with the way the guys came down the stretch. We threw some really good shots. Left a 4-pin, left a 10-pin, which made it even closer. But obviously, you know, to finish off strong, force them to get the double, take the win away. It's a really good start for us.
Okay, that's the first match out of the way. We're aiming to do better than what we did last year?
Yeah, well, I'm already ahead of where I was last year. I got 1 victory, so I'm ecstatic. I just told the guys, you know, thanks for giving me the first W of my Rollin Thunder career. So now the goal is to get 2 Ws and just keep that string happening for the rest of the tournament.
Good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you, Jeanette.
Here is a fun way for children to learn the sport of 10-pin bowling. Bowl Patrol is a program to teach kids aged 6 to 12 the basic skills. What a great program it is, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely, Peter. So we pull out the shortened lanes with the carpet going down there. It's a great way to breed the champions of the future for sure. And
we've got someone competing in Rollin Thunder this year that only a few years ago was eligible for this. So it's a great kickstart into the sport.
Absolutely, Pete.
Yeah, certainly is. What a great way to get involved, folks. Bowl Patrol. Head to the website for all the details. Look at that young girl having fun. It's absolutely sensational. You see all of the coaches there, the lane rangers, everyone getting involved. And that website is bowlpatrol.com.au. That is the website, bowlpatrol.com.au. Join us next episode as we feature another 2 exciting games. These are going to be terrific. The Victorian All-Stars up against Queensland Rollin Thunder, featuring the defending champions George Falingos and Jared Langford. We'll also see the New South Wales Hotshots in action. Jason Belmonte will be on your screens again, up against the Northern Territory Cyclone. And how good were they earlier on in today's episode? The Australian Bowling Cup up for grabs. You can see the interstate rivalry heat up. This is Bowl Patrol, Rollin Thunder. Bye for now.